G'day, I'm Larry Teixeira, Australian Premium Dry Fruits New Grower Liaison. Our usual presenter of this crop report, Craig Greenwood, is off enjoying the new addition to his family, so he's asked me to assist in making this production the third crop report for the harvest 2017. Since Mike's last report 3 weeks ago, current weather activity has been pretty good. We've had about 13 mil of rain in the last couple of days. A little bit of humidity, which means it's critical for growers to keep on top of their spray programs, just to ensure that disease doesn't evolve. Current estimates so far, as we predicted, Sultanas is still down about that 10-15%, and sun muskets and currants seem to be cropping as expected and looking like good crops. Just behind me here, some sun musket, and since Mike's last video you can see that definitely size increase in the berries. The sugar's starting to flow into the berries now, which has given it that bit of colour. Yeah, looking pretty good so far. I'll get the camera and give you some close-up. There is some hail damage on the canes here, and just give you a bit of an insight of how they're recovering, and some impacts that it could have for the fruiting canes for next season. So here we go with the close-up now. This is the sun musket. As you can see, since Mike's last report, the berries are grown immensely now. They're on the verge of starting to change colour a little bit, which sort of indicates that the sugar's starting to creep into the berries. Hence the yellow goldy colour starting to creep in. Here's a close-up of some hail damage from back in November. The problem that this poses is for the fruiting canes for next year. When these go to be wrapped down, there's a quick, easy breaking point in that cane, which means you won't be able to work with it. Unfortunately, that means it could affect the cropping season for next year. Right, here's a look at the currants. Currants at this stage are on the turning point where they're changing colour, also indicating that sugar's starting to creep into the berry. As predicted, currants have cropped a little heavier this year, so we should be expecting some greater intakes. And so here's a close-up of the currants and what they're doing at the moment. As you can see, that colour change is starting to take place. Once again, good crop. This grower's decided to leave the canopy a little bit larger than normal in not topping back. My thought is he's probably doing that to help with sunburn. We've got some hot weather predicted in the next couple of days. Yeah, one way of sort of protecting the crop is to not hedge. Creates that bit of shade. So this is a great example of how sultanas should look. There's easily a good 3-4 tonne crop here. This is one of our contracted growers. He's reworked the top cordon, not happy with how it was performing in the previous years, hence the great growth. The sultanas are at a veraison stage of the growth cycle, which means that colour's starting to come into the berries. If you remember from Mike's report 3-4 weeks ago, the berries were still green. These are starting to take shape now. They're going that yellow goldeny colour. The berries are starting to soften. They're edible to eat now. Still a little bit on the sour side. The sugar levels are probably at around 12 bricks or 7 barmay. Optimistically, 22, 23 bricks or 13 barmay is ideal level for harvesting. So this grower's reworked the top cordon in his vineyard. Previously it was an older cordon with the little bit of dieback in there. Not throwing out enough fruitful canes to be able to produce a crop like this. As you can see, close up of the sultanas, they're a tighter buncher than the Sunglow that we just looked at. The sugar levels, we're probably looking at around about 12 bricks at the moment, or 7 barmay. Ideally 22, 23 bricks or 13 barmay is ideal for harvesting. Finally, Here's a look at how the young vines are going in one of the vineyards that we've redeveloped. When Mike last did the report about 3 weeks ago, they were just starting to come out of the guards. Now some of them have up to a metre growth and hitting that top wire. So to summarise everything, the season initially was about 3 weeks behind schedule, or a typical season. It's actually caught up a little bit now. I think it's probably in the vicinity of 7 to 10 days behind. However, harvest is still probably a good 3 weeks away. At this stage, we're looking at probably cutting canes at around 20th of Feb, 25th of Feb for sultanas. About the same time for Carina currants, and maybe a week later for sun muskets. That concludes my video report. I hope you found it very informative, and look forward to doing the next one. Thank you.